December 12th here in southern Ontario, Canada. So I posted a little vid the other day about how the poison bus was at my local town, and the comments had flipped 180. 2 years ago, people would have been just run right down there, and now people are like, "Whoa, you don't want any part of that." The comments were polite, um, but this brings me to the comments on that video, and the comments I see to the same subject matter, the same topic everywhere else as I spend hours doing my homework the way I do. People have no sympathy for the people who just volunteered for this stuff and continue to. People are just like, amnesty, forget it. You made your choices. And worse yet, you contributed to the coercion of the rest of us. There's an awful lot of people out there who've had one or two of them. They were coerced into it to keep their jobs. Blackmail, blatant. I mean, just it's criminal. But my point is, the general population who sees through this just goes, "You made your choices, pal. Tough luck." And I saw on GB News out of the UK, um, the fellow had brought up a chart of the European countries, and the countries that had the most number of participants, and then calls up a chart showing the most people who have got suddenly sad. You know what I mean? I still got to be careful with the censorship. And the statistics are, I mean, they're spot on. There isn't like a wave, this country with this stat with the same country that got this stat, direct irrefutable correlation, right? And yet there are still people out there who just still believe it. I think back, I might as well ramble for a minute here. I'm just rambling anyways. I think back to the peak of the great panda scare. When it first started, there was a fellow on YouTube. I used to do a lot, not on YouTube, sorry, on Facebook. I used to do a lot more work on Facebook then, although I was banned directly by my IP address. I figured out how to skirt around that. And any follower of the channel, regular follower, I always keep a pet turnip or two. Turnip being they're no smarter than a turnip. Just as trying to understand the psychology of these people. These people here who just, I can't get my head around why they want to be enslaved. But, anyways, there's a fellow, and I'm going to name him Charlie Chasbane. He was all over Facebook with get it. And I would antagonize him. I was not the only one. And there would be other people who would try to comment politely saying, hey, you should really take a look at what's maybe in this stuff and think about what, the big picture. People trying to, and he was just like, get it into you, and he said directly to me, he said, you're going to die and you deserve to die, and I will revel in it because you deserve it. It's you and your kind that have created this whole problem, because that's like, and then we go back to mine doesn't work because you didn't take yours. And my roommate used to get up every morning. Our morning schedule often overlaps. Sometimes it's the only time we really see each other to chat. And he was always, what's Charlie Cha-Cha up to today? Because this guy was just like, whoa. And, I'd show him the comments and stuff. He'd just shake his head. And then one day, Charlie just disappeared. I have no idea what became of Charlie. There was another fellow, I won't list his name, I'll just call him Max. I see he's still around. But Max was also kind of using Charlie Cha-Cha as a pet turnip as well. And I said to him once, what happened to our buddy Charlie? He said, he just disappeared. I don't know. Did he get suddenly sad? I don't know, because this goes back a year and a half ago, the last time I heard from Charlie Cha-Cha. But you don't see people on Facebook and on social media promoting it like they once did. People have their heads down quietly, and it's like nobody voted for Trudeau. All of a sudden, no, I didn't take it. Well, I don't know. Seems to me a year and a half ago you were headed for the bus. No, 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 not me. No, no, no. So, anyways, I'm just rambling, but panda amnesty, I don't see people being very forgiving. I feel bad, really bad, terrible for the people who were coerced into it. And I fear for them. But for those who went beyond the mandatory two to keep a roof over their head and feed their children, well, I'm afraid I don't have a lot of sympathy either. This technology goes back 30 years ago, long before the panda ever came around. And Robert Malone, he's the guy who invented it. He says, don't give it to your children. And it just, I don't know what, it makes me want to weep to think that people are taking their children in and altering them irreparably. And at this point in time, how can they not know better? I just I don't know. The whole thing leaves me shaking my head. So, no summation, no real point, just a ramble. But I think I deserve to ramble once in a while, don't I? Anyways.